So today is release day for Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams, and she just so happens to be coming to my city today. For an author signing, book signing, whatever. And so I'm super excited because Tia is one of my favorite authors, like my top 3 authors, auto-buy authors. And I was able to do an ARC read, an advanced read copy read of this book, and I absolutely loved it. It's a YA romance, and y'all, it's just the cutest, most adorable book ever. And if you are a fan of 7 Days in June, if you read 7 Days in June, this gives us another look into Eva and Shane and what they're up to, because this book obviously follows Audrey, who is Eva's teenage daughter now. In this book, she's like 16, 17. And so this follows her life before she's heading off to college, and she's thinking about her master plan and what she's going to do with her life, at the same time falling in love with a boy for the first time. So yeah, this was such a cute read, and so I'm so excited that I'm getting to meet her, because I have been in love with Tia's writing and just her books ever since I read 7 Days in June, which I read about 2-3 years ago at this time. But I've also, read and loved pretty much everything she's written. So I'm excited to do this, and I'm hoping that they won't have that much of a cap on what all she can sign, because I brought 7 Days in June, and I bought The Perfect Find, and I bought a love letter for Ricki Wilde. So we'll see, because sometimes they'll say, oh, well, she'll sign and personalize one, and then one other. Like when I went to the Tracy Dion event, she was signing and like personalizing Oathbound, but she would only sign one other book, so you had to choose out of like the entire series which ones you wanted her to sign. So I'm not sure how this one is going to be set up. It is being held at the same place, so I brought all of them to be sure. But 7 Days in June is my favorite, so if I have to make a choice, then I'm definitely going to choose that one. I'm hoping I'm getting there early enough, because I tried to learn my lesson from the Tracy Dion signing event. So I'm trying to get there early to get in an early signing group so that I can go home. Once again, it's a school night. My kids have school the next day, and I just really don't like being out and about late on a school night. So hopefully I get a good signing group like A or B, and then I can hear her talk, get my book signed, and be on my way. Last time when I did the Tracy Dion event, it was a really late night. Like I didn't get home till damn near 10 o'clock. And so I'm trying to be better about that this time. I did call the store to say like, how early can we get there to get our book? How early can we line up? And they said basically like 6:15. So I'm a little bit behind 6. I wanted to get there at 6, but y'all know how it goes. I didn't get out the house like I intended, so we'll see. Oh, I got it. Thank you. So this one is set up a little bit differently than the Tracy Dion event. There's actually like seating and chairs. At the Tracy Dion event, we were pretty much we were standing up, and there were we were lined up by letters. And so this time they said they're not doing the letters, so they're just gonna have the chairs. And as you can see, I'm sitting right here in the front row. So hopefully after she does her talk, which starts at 7, I can get my signed and then head on my way. It's so cute, finally seeing it in person. It's so cute.
Because I would sit them down and be like, okay, go. What do you have for me? Nope, that's too explicit. Your turn. And I would take seriously, and and Audrey's whole being it was my daughter was my muse. So she really helped, and she's also all teenagers, especially these days, I feel like they're so allergic to embarrassment. I think social media heightens it. I mean, we were all embarrassed by everything at 16, but like now, you know, if I breathe wrong, it's like, oh, cringe, you know. And so she's like, whatever you do not bring shame upon our house. So she's been very helpful. Like, you know, we wouldn't say that, or we would say this instead, or I would run things by her, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, some things I had to look up. I was like, what does that mean? And then I had a moment like, who am I? When did I become this person? Why don't I know this? Should I be saying that word? No, don't say that word.
Don't say it.
Like,
that's the other
I had
thing.
a whole thing like, you don't say those words.
Yeah, it was like, I will let you in on the sacred text, but it stops with your knowledge.
You
like
can't
you
be
can't
out in the streets saying
be out in the
things.
streets saying those things. Yeah.
So like, because I did a little Googling, so you and I are close to the same age. I think we're like just a year apart. We won't discuss our age. I'm not ashamed at all, but I'm not discussing that. YA didn't exist for us really.
No, not as like an actual category.
Right, like now. Like there were, you know, like people like, you know, my girl Judy Blume, you
Yeah.
know, love her down
Yeah.
so much. But like, what did you read as far as YA when you were a teenager? Because I read a lot of inappropriate
First
things.
of all,
Yeah. I mean, who read Flowers in the Attic?
I mean, I still have all my B.C. Andrews paperbacks. And mind you, teenager, I was 12. I was 11 when I was reading this.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, somehow we survived. Maybe that's why we're not, I was gonna say we're all normal, but we're not really normal. Okay, so I didn't read YA as a teenager. I read like Jackie Collins and, you know, Judith Krantz and Danielle Steele. That was my sort of, and horror. So I was really into Stephen King and John Grisham. Not John Grisham. Who wrote Clive Cussler.
Oh.
Yeah. But when I was, even when I was like tween, you know, I would read Judy Blume, but then I read like Their Eyes Are Watching God. Like I was a really deep middle schooler, and then I got really silly in high school. And that's another thing I wanted to explore with Audrey, this sort of like feeling so mature, so young. And then when you're faced with real life, you know, a real life crush or a temptation at a party, or, you know, weird things happen with friends, you don't really know what to do because everything you know is just theoretical because you never tried anything. Yeah.
Now, not finished yet either, because I am annotating for like one of the first time in my life. It takes a little time, but I'm loving it. Audrey and Bash both deal with like mental health things. And I love that you address that, especially in teenagers, because I think sometimes people are like, oh, they're teenagers, they'll grow out of it. And it needs to be talked about and addressed, especially in the Black community. Talk about how you explored that, how you got your research and all the things you did with that.
Well, that was part of my creation of Audrey anyway, just the fact that she considers herself to be a therapist. I wanted to create a young Black character who put her mental health and everyone else's mental health, you know, first, really. I mean, she has a line in 7 Days in June where she says something like, you know, look at where the world has ended up. You know, these straight white men run the world, and, you know, something about like, God forbid you go to therapy, start a war instead, you know. Yeah, and I do think that, you know, having my daughter and seeing her friends and, you know, them going through the pandemic was something, you know, to be that age, to be like in middle school and you can't really talk to anyone or leave the house and you're stuck inside with your parents, and you're at school on Zoom all day, which is the worst time of your life to be staring at yourself all day long. Can you imagine? Being 11 and having to I would have dissolved into dust. So bad. And they've all come out. It's hard enough being a teenager, but I feel like that this generation has sort of come out of it. We're still you know, peeling some of the layers of how they were affected. And so at least the kids in Brooklyn, they're very frank about their, you know, emotional health. I mean, it's
Okay, so I just now left Tia Williams signing event. It is 8:28, and I could have left at about, I probably could have left at about 8:05 or something, but I did look around the bookstore for a little bit, but I had a really good time. Tia, I just love her personality. So I just got back from the Tia Williams signing event, and I had a great evening. I really enjoyed it. It was a much smaller event and much smaller crowd than the Tracy Dion one that I went to, and I actually really enjoyed that because we were sitting. So this time was sitting. There was no like number signage for lining up to see her. It was kind of just like first come, first serve. We were sitting in the seats. I was able to get right in the front row because I did get there early, much earlier than a lot of other people. And so I was sitting right in the front row, and she was talking in front of these chairs, and it just felt more personal, and it felt more intimate. And it was just, yeah, I really enjoyed kind of this setup versus the extra large crowd. I know some events are going to be extra large crowds, but I think I enjoyed this one much more. And Tia, she's just so beautiful. She's just as gorgeous in person as she is on pictures. And she's funny, and she's relatable, and she's personable. And I just love her personality and her energy. Like, it felt like, you know, we could have been homegirls just hanging out, you know. And so I really liked her. And so it was a great experience to finally meet an author that's been a favorite author of mine for a long time, and see that she's just as nice and just, you know, just a good, seemingly good person, and what I would envision and what I would like in an author that I've been supporting. And she signed every single book that I had. So she didn't put a limit on what she could sign. She personalized all of them as well. I was just expecting the one to get personalized, but she personalized all of them. So we have Audrey and Bash, and isn't this so cute? I just love this cover. But where is the signage page? So she personalized that one. And then y'all know, of course, Love Song for Ricki Wilde, personalized and signed. And I have The Perfect Find here that she signed as well. So that one, if you have not read The Perfect Find yet, definitely read that one too. It's not talked about as much, but it's a great read. Do not judge it off of the Netflix movie, okay? Because I hated the movie, but love the book. So definitely read the book first. Do not watch the movie and then read the book, okay? And then lastly, my all-time favorite read. I will always recommend this book to people, 7 Days in June. This is like the precursor to Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. Now, you don't have to read this before reading it, but I do think it's great to do so, just so you have like kind of a little bit of background of who Eva and Shane are, because who they are or who they were is going to come up in Audrey and Bash as she's trying to figure out who her mom is. So yes, you don't have to read this one prior to Audrey and Bash, but I do think it's nice to just have kind of that background information. But yes, I'm so glad that I was able to get this one signed, because like I said, this is my all-time like favorite romance. And when people ask for romance recommendations, I always recommend this, and I will always recommend this one. I even got my little library stamp on there. But yeah, I'm going to be seeing her again at a book fest, but I'm glad that I was able to get all my books signed here in town. That way these are 4 less books that I have to worry about packing up and taking with me. But yeah, I really enjoyed my night. And then I met up with a book friend, so that was really fun. it was nice meeting her in person. You know, you see people online all the time, and we talk to each other online, you know, just as book people, commenting on each other's posts and stuff. But to actually meet up in person and realize that you live in the same city, that's pretty cool. So I met her there, and, you know, we made plans to hang out again in the very near future. And then I also got this bag that I've been wanting to get. I'm sure y'all seen the, you know, Emily Henry Books Are My Happy Place bag, and all of these books on the back. So I had been eyeing this bag for a while. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get the bag because I can stop thinking about it. So I got that, and then I also got, today was like a big day for new releases, but I also got this new release, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. And, you know, honestly, I can't even say what this is about, but it's a highly anticipated read by a lot of people, and I just thought it was a pretty book. So I'm like, you know what? I've been really into romantasy, and the way people have been talking this book up and talking this author up, I'm like, I'm gonna give it a try. So hopefully I like this. I can't tell you when I'm gonna get to it. I can't tell you when I'm gonna read it. It's probably not gonna be anytime soon, but I did at least want a little shelf trophy. So yeah, that's it. That was my night. So if you got this far, thank you for watching. If you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.